Well, hello everyone and welcome to Stitches and Coffee with Jurgita. And it's 2024, so this would be part 3 of my plans to start something new in 2024, and I'm sure it will continue most of it in 2025. So I have it listed on my notebook. So first of all, I'd like to welcome you all to this video and my channel, especially if you've never been here before and accidentally stumbled upon or somebody recommended. So I'm hoping that you'll enjoy watching this and it will inspire you, or maybe you're curious how I'm gonna manage to work on any of those projects, because some of them I've never done the technique before. And some I had a very, very long time ago, so practically forgotten everything. And it would take me time to restart the whole process. And if you've been my constant visitor, and especially if you've been subscribing to my channel, thank you again for visiting me and continuing supporting me. So we're gonna look through the book, my little notebook, this year's try of the different type of planner. And I have 12 things listed in here, different style, embroidery and crafts, because it's not going to be just like a cross stitch or like a hardanger, but totally something different, non-thread related. So what you see in here, I think you see pretty much everything, even little corners of what I want to try in 2024. So I'm gonna start showing you one by one, explaining to you, and if you've done it, maybe you'll be able to share with me your experience. So let's start. And the first on my list is a type of needlework which is called punch needle. Some of you might have heard of it. Some might be doing for quite a while. I've taken a little mini class long ago. I can't even remember in doing that. I watched some videos, and I got this kit at one of the needlework gallerias, and it's I got it all in the bag, so I got as a whole kit, although you didn't have to buy it. And it's a Hard Creek Farm Creations, and it's gonna be looking like that. So what I bought is this background, sort of like a board that is a wave on the top of there, and there's some boards to screw in, maybe, perhaps, or attachment. So it's just a plain, you see, as a background. It has things already to be ready to hang. And let's see what else was included in this. As you can see, there's going to be letters. So let me, hopefully not going to be too loud to do it. And like I said, I got it as a kit. And she also included how to work on that, about the fabric, about the tools, how to thread it. And I don't know if I'll be able to use it, but in like 1999 or 2000, I went in one of the stitchy conventions from a heart, I think, and I got this Igalachkoi punch needle tools. So I don't know if this will work for me still or not, or I should get a different one, but I thought I would try this out. If it doesn't work, then I'll have to buy like a more updated version, like you see in here, with like a different needles. And I think I have that thread winder. And let's see, I had the hoop. So just what was included is this fabric. I think it's like printed on the muslin, if I remember correctly. So I had this frame, and that's why I decided to put it on it. So if you don't know anything about punch needle, is you punch, so it's sort of back, it's going to be backwards. You punch in here, and the whole picture is going to show on this side. So that's going to be a good side, and this is bad side. And main thing is to put the threads in the correct spacing in between and correct length. So that's going to be interesting to try out. And what's good that you can use mainly like all the threads that you needed. So it was in here. You see the words, like little, just a wooden blocks, beach escape to glue on, I guess. And the threads that I needed, so majority is gonna be DMC threads, and some of them gonna be like different types. See, it's a whole collection here I had. So gentle R threads, shaker ones, and just a regular DMC. So that's what I'll need to use for this. And so the like a water is going to be changing a color, and I guess that's a great thing. So that was that. And another booklet, you can see all those little ones. She usually has a room at the Needlework Galleria in St. Charles, Missouri, and you can buy like just a pattern or a kit, and she has interesting threads in there. So it's little like a catalog. So let me put this back all back in so I don't lose it. So that would be my first, you could say, brand new try for punch needle, and it should look like this. So it's going to be a little bumpy thing, and let's hope that it's going to turn out great. And the second possible start I had for this year was a pincushion doll. I've never done these before, and this is by Giulia Manfredini or Giulia Punti Antici. Depends where you look for her designs. And I have several kits and just loose patterns, and hoping to get a little bit more. And I'm hoping that she'll come again, or her products will come again to Needlework Galleria, because I was so excited that the dolls themselves and some other things were available for in this last year. So I'm hoping her stuff will come again this year. Julia herself was not able to come, but I had the lady that was very helpful who was selling all her stuff. She was very helpful, and like finding for different project color of the beads and things like that. So I'm hoping to expand my stash for future projects, and decided to try out this one as my first doll. And I had it as a kit from a different store, but it doesn't matter because I will be stitching anyway. So what I had is this porcelain top half, so of this doll, and hoping my camera would concentrate on her more. And as you can see, it's very well painted. Even her nails are painted, so it's looking amazing. Like her hair, it's all shiny and gold. And what was also included is this kit that I didn't have to get if I didn't want to, but like I said, it's easier to get that as a kit versus try to hunt for all those extras later. So we have this ribbon, smaller size and a bigger size. Looks like a very lacy ones, and it's gonna be like around the dress outside here and around the waist. So we have a ribbon, and then those beautiful pins, looks like what the Swarovski would be. So it's very regal looking pins, and they always put in this kind of fabric. So as you can see right here, they're going to be sticking out because she becomes pincushion doll, just like it says on the top. And there's this outside fabric. It's a little bit stretchy, but it's very shiny. As you can see, it's like a pure liquid gold looking for it. And I also bought by myself. I recommend that I have several different sizes to be put inside, and there's going to be like wrapping, so there's some extra stuff needed to assemble this doll. And the fabric I got as it was suggested. So it's a 36 count winter moon linen Edinburgh, and as you can see, I've already started some stitching on that, but you'll see that in my monthly works. But this is what I'm hoping to also FFO this year, sometime perhaps later, not right away, because I want to catch up on some of the stitching that I promised myself not to push too much, but I'm very eager to see how it's going to turn out, because like I said, to assemble the doll, it's not enough just to stitch and attach to here, but all kinds of extra steps needed. But I'll show you how I'm doing with it sometime later. But that would be my number 2 on my list. And the third on my list is this piece, which has hardanger elements. And it's by Cross and Patch, called Dreams. Designer is Emmy Bishop, number 119. So this is what it should look like if you see more up close. So it's a bunch of back stitching, some specialty stitches, and of course lots of hardanger. I've done hardanger years ago, and I liked it from what I remember, and I want to repeat that again. So let's see. What it tells you, it's a little booklet, and it tells you how to do stitches like a row by row. And I'm not going to show you the whole pattern, but what I liked in the pattern is that for a color key, I could just concentrate. Here you go. It has a DMC colors with some that need to have additional fibers. Why it doesn't want to concentrate? Then we have a possibility if you have anchor threads and JP coats threads. There you go. Just doesn't want to zoom in on the pattern. And the model was stitched on 32 count cream Belfast linen. But I've decided to start stitching this on antique ivory cashel, which is 28 count. So I'm hoping that some of the just the regular cross stitches will lay nicer than 32 count, and we see that some satin stitches. So what I have is fabric on the frame, all ready to go. There's two different cotton pearl threads in ecru color. So I thought that would stand out, might be better than the lighter color fabric. There is also never worked, I think at least, it's a cotton floche or flosh thread by DMC. So it's a very linen-y kind of look in there. And it's one thread versus like DMC would be. And there's one color of Wildflowers by Karen. And you see the color variation in here, and that's going to be done, from what I understand, perhaps in these satin stitches and maybe in some flowers. I don't know yet. Did not study. I'll study when I start stitching. So there's a hardanger, there's regular stitching, and back stitching for the words, and that's continue. So the way pattern is, this usually is with like a samplers with the different stitches, is you do by row, and there is the descriptions how to do it, plus if there's some more harder to understand instructions, that might be drawings. But I can't wait to work on this one, and we'll see how it's turning out. And I don't know how I'm gonna finish. I'll get to that when I get it. So that would be my hardanger piece. And the fourth on my list was this Filaine Biscornio. A designer is Karen Dudzinski of Texture Treasures. And in 2023 Needlework Gallery, I actually took her class for this piece, and I got it as a whole kit. So it's practically, you can say that there's no cross stitch involved at all, although it looks like it's stitched like a crosses, but it was stitched differently, but it looks like that would look. And it's as a Biscornio. I've never done Biscornio like this before, and let's see what was included. So first of all, she had those threads. They were very interesting type of threads. I've never worked before. It's 100% acrylic, sulky threads, Filaine art. That's why it's called Filaine Biscornio. And you see these colors. They're a little bit more like a fluffier, I guess. And sadly, I somehow popped already the top of it, like a cracked off, because you can open up and put your threads like squeezing in here, and this popped up, so I have to keep it in the bag. But these are the colors, and in the class we were able to practice, just picked any other colors and fabric, and we worked some of the stitches to make sure we can understand her class, how to do it and things like that. So that was great practice. And there were, you didn't know what kind of buttons it's gonna be to tie up both sides as for Bisc Coro, but these are the buttons that I have. And of course there was what is it called, to make to iron on, to make it a little bit stronger as a background kind of fabric for this. Can't remember the name, just on the tip of my tongue. And the fabric is, as suggested, like a chocolate brown color. And I already started a little bit. There's also like a stuffing. It was included separately in the bag. So she showed us how to do step by step to do, how to put in, let's see, what is that called? Now it's going to be bug me if I don't, interfacing. There you go. That's an interfacing piece. So it's like a regular, you see the design and showing the steps and explaining which one goes after which. So I'm very glad that I took the class. It helped me understand how to put like a Bisc Coro together, and she was answering all the questions as much as she could, and I think it was very understandable. So that would be my another thing. I've never done like a Bisc Coro put together before, and stitching with those filet threads, very interesting to work on, and especially under that dark chocolate kind of coffee chocolate color. So that would be my number 4 piece. And the next on my list is to try out something like a Tamar Bowl. And years ago, I tried my very first one, and it's been sitting in my bowl in living room, and this is what I was able to do. There's things attached to it, but it's over 20 years old, I think. So that's my very first Tamar Bowl, and I think it turned out pretty good since I've never done it before. But I wanna start playing with these again. There's all kinds of groups online that are willing to teach you and give you advice. And there's also egg-shaped those Tamar Bowls that you can do, and they come in different sizes. So I have not fully decided what kind I want. I got this book by Anna Diamond, and these are Japanese thread bowls. Very interesting history, but let's see. I think I might want to try to do this one perhaps, and it's called Polystar Bowl. So something like looks like a flower blooming, and we'll see. It's sort of matching with the current one I have with the red base, and I have all kinds of different size number 5 threads, cotton pearl threads with the golden colors and the silver colors. So for a base, also I have a different size bowls like this one. Let's see, 5-inch bowl. There's a smaller ones, of course, and it's this. So I don't like that it's you can scratch it off and stuff, but they will be all covered up. I have all kinds of cones if I wanted to use instead of like regular threads as a base. So I think I have pretty much everything that I wanted. We'll see if there's any other colors that I want to do. I need to decide on the size, because as you can see, this is like a medium size compared between those two. And there's all kinds of different Tamar books that I can look into if I don't like that one, or try out something different. So I definitely want to get back into making these bowls. I think they're very cute, and it's a nice decoration, and plus it's fun because there's slight squishiness in them, depends what you put below, and it's a lot of thread put in, so it's kind of soft. So once I start doing that, maybe I'll talk about that more, but this is what, again, I want to try, as I've done it before long ago. I want to remember how to do it and just do it. Okay, and we've reached about equator. So this is a brand new thing that I've never tried, and I just saw like a last year about this, and I fell in love and I want to try it. So I have a couple of books by Yvette Stanton. These are fairly new published books, and this one is a Frisian whitework Dutch embroidery. And as you can see a little bit up close, this is like, I believe, like a sampler part. So practically you stitch white on white or slightly off-white color. There's a little bit color thrown in. And this book is have every little possible stitch that it looks like a hardanger type things. And there's like a patterns of different size sheets. But what I want to say also that I've never tried, and I got this Londonderry thread. That's a linen thread, and I have it in ivory, and there's a white color. So those are the colors, and there's several designs that I want to try from this book. And I thought to start off, let me open it up for you. To start off, I would try something small, and it would be these strawberries. So it would be like that. So it's pretty much white on white work, and there's a little bit extra like a decorative thing to do. And there is 3 different strawberries, so I want to try to do at least one of them. And it will need threads, of course, that I have. And I got the thread, I got the fabric. This is requires just a 28 count casual linen, so they're all going to be stitched on the linen fabric like in old days, and just a typical size. And I got a piece, so it's all ready to go. I just need to start. So that would be one. I also would like to try monogram, like a pillow. That would be something like this, that you can do 2 letters, or I was thinking doing just my last name initials, so it would be for the kids. And this is like a peek of how some of the patterns are done. So you have to kind of follow. It does not look like very complicated to do. You just need to concentrate working on that. And this is also what I want to try, is this a whitework sampler. And this is the part that you see on the cover in here. And for that, we would need like interesting banding. I've never heard of that, like a Vopel and Heilenbeck linen banding. And there's, I'm going to need more linen thread, Londonderry threads, and there is a DMC colors for that. So this is what it would look up close. So I'm very curious to try this Frisian whitework, and that would be my, at least I'll start with the strawberries, and it will be my 6th on my possible starts for this year. And let's go in the second half of my list of 12. So again, something new I've never done, and it's by from a book by Hazel Blomkamp. She has several different style of books, but this one, Cruel Intentions, is for Jacobsen Embroidery. So it's a different style, and I want minimum 2 designs to work from this book. And as you can see, it's a totally different techniques stitched on the fabric. There's like a no cross stitch involved in here at all. And some of them are more 3D also parts, but I'll show you what I possibly might want to start with. And the first one, it would be called the first sip. That's, so it's like just a panel, so you can see a little bit up close that it has different techniques. There's the beads involved in here, and I have some of the things for it. Like there is a material list on the whole page, like Miyuki bill, beads, pearl, satin thread, special dentelles, which I think it also same as Elizabeth numbers, the DMC. There's all kinds of different types of needles, not only tapestry, but different sizes to work. I still don't have... I had some kind of cotton linen blend, and I got a big chunk of this backing fabric, and I think it's a correct one. But on her website, some of the patterns from the books you could purchase kits, but not all of them are available anymore. So that's why I started to collect my own stuff, and there is, like I said, several more that I want to do, and or like practically all of them. And another one that I'm slowly collecting design is this late harvest, to make that also as a tray, so it's very 3D piece. But right now I just want to concentrate and try out the first Jacobean style. Is this first sip in the blue colors. I like the blue and the white, all different shades, different styles and techniques, and that's what I want to try this year too, at least to start. So this is would be my number 7 on the list, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna be starting that as my number 7. So that's Jacobean embroidery, which I've never done before. And the next piece is something totally different by a brand new designer for me that I've never tried, even though I managed to get several charts from her, and I'm hoping to get more because I love the way she works. And it's Gayan Rogers. And this would be this, inspired by Elizabeth, a geometric. So this was the original that she was talking and showing, and I guess by request she made several different color groupings, and like this one was made with just a computer, so it's not gonna look like that, but just to sort of give idea what it should look like. And when she has those like once a year or twice a year sales, I managed to get the pattern itself, not the kit, because there's some kits that I really want from her, but since I was buying several patterns, that's all I could afford at the time. But it came like instructions are stapled. I've never worked her stuff before, but it's drawn like this, and hopefully it will be understandable. And then she had for different supplies, design, colors. And I've decided, since I have one lady designed by her that's all like in the blue colors, I thought the blue grouping for this geometric design would be working well together. So that's where I went, and she warned us in that list of changes that some of the threads might be a bit too thick, or color might be a little bit slightly different. So if we wanted to, we can do some changes, but I don't know. First of all, I have a fabric that it's 24 count Congress stramin, and I got just a frames specifically for that piece size, and I'll just need to do the stretching, get more tack pins, and push it in. And then I was collecting threads as she suggested. We'll see if they work out, but I've never played with Planet Earth fiber silks, and you can see that it's going to be totally different. There's nowhere near in this picture what it would look this kind of color, but it's this gentle. You can see, actually, I think through camera at least, I see a true color of that. So we supposedly need a couple of these, and of course, soie d'Alger of that color. So it's like a, I don't know if it's some sort of like a blue with the mix colors. And then there was cotton pearl thread size 8 in here that needed for all those white parts, I guess. And then of course a little bit of a cryonic. This is 1/16 sort of like a ribbon, a thick Krynic in here. And there was also a couple Krynics that I have in here. So one was number 8, and there's a 1/16 ribbon like this one. You can see, so there's a similar colors of these. And then something that I've never tried, so again there's gonna be new type of threads, and it's accentuate threads. I don't know how much difference is in the texture and work with this thread versus Krynic or Rainbow Gallery, but I guess I'll find out. So there's a couple colors, and I guess this bright blue, that it would be for like some kind of just extra details. I have not studied yet the design itself, but I'm curious to see. And the majority of those specialty threads I had to order from a specific store. There are only a couple stores that were carrying at that time, and I had to wait like 10 weeks to get the stuff. So I still need to put it all in the frame, and then stretch it out properly, and then I'll be able to try and work this pattern. I'm probably gonna start, I imagine, from the middle, but sometimes she has some designs that start specific height. So we'll see how it turns out, and I'm sure it's going to be a long process how to do this piece, and you'll see all of that, I guess. So that would be my next design on the list to try. And the next one is also designed by Gayan Rogers, but something totally different. So I already have this in my adjuster frames in case you want to see. So the frame itself is 14 by 25, and I have my Congress trim in, put it in it, and just need to do some more tweaking to get these tacks more straighter. So it's, as you see, it's slightly moving, so I want to tighten it a little bit more, and that we'll be curious to see how these work out for this tightening. But this is a pretty big size, as you can see, 14 by 25, and this design was sold by her on a website thanks to many requests to provide this pattern. And it's a drawn thread. She has that as a doodle sampler and as a regular sampler. I think pretty much you can see almost like all, if I do it sideways perhaps, you can see both of them. So doodle is a little bit smaller, and as you can see, a slightly different layouts, just the parts of it. And the pattern came to me, I did not get, I think you can get all the pattern, but look at the amount of pages. Of course, that includes beginning for the doodle and then extra things for the regular sampler. And I've decided I'll just go right now for the full size sampler, but there's many pages to work through. And I like how this light blue color looks like, but figured out I'll go for white on white. So this, I like how that she printed full size, and then bigger than just would be itty bitty mini on one page. So I'll show you slowly what she has initials. So I guess Gayan Rogers here, and probably her husband's, but a lot of those techniques probably will be learning thing for me. I've done a little bit of the pull thread long ago, but not to that extent. So that's going to be very interesting to stitch this piece, and that's going to be a big piece, and that's what I need to work. And I have threads in here, so it's no problem, but just the techniques to go, and the way she tells, not like to measure up the middle of the fabric and start from a middle, but a specific like count down and start going like row by row, and that's how she explains, like a row by row. And I think there was possibility of suggestion to have by somebody like a class on this drawn thread. and I don't know if they're still gonna be available or not, but one of her friends might be able to do the teaching of this. So I don't know if I'll take the class, or I'll batter up and what do you call batter up and try by myself to figure out how to do it all. And I might change those dates in here. So that might be, I have not read the history of this sampler, but maybe it's like their wedding stuff or something like this. I'm not sure, but I'm curious to find out more. So if you know, it would be cool to find out more about this sampler. So that would be another thing that like I said, I've tried a tiny bit of a pull thread, but not to this extent. So that's going to be a lot of new things, and plus to read and study and figure out all of these pages of the patterns, how to do it little by little and read it out. So that's gonna be a little bit more work for me. So that would be next on my list of possible starts in 2024. All right, the next one is something totally different. It has nothing to do with any regular threads, and it's gonna be this portrait of Princess Charlotte. And it's going to be made totally out of beads. The whole thing is going to be stitched in beads. I got it in 2021 from this Bisc Exclusive. It was a Russian company that did it, and I saw on the website and I fell in love, and I wanted to try something made totally out of beads. So I got that kit, and let's see what included in that. First of all, it was the fabric. I already put that on a frame, and it looks like it's this kind of not off-white, but it has that slightly blue haze on it, and it's a softer fabric. It's not like a stiff Aida fabric, so the fabric was folded and included in that one, and it was the page put in here, that what it should look like. So it's slightly different look than what I printed myself in here from a website. So that, and the pattern is printed just like a full coverage pattern in here, printed in this. Then the bead color key was like a threads kind of thing, and I'm gonna have to look by these to list in here. And let's see, it's 240 by 314 as a count, and on a 14 count fabric. So those were big groups of beads. So this package was pretty heavy, and separately was included like two beading needles in here. You see with this on the fabric. And then when I was exchanging writings, I said, I was asking what kind of thread to use, because she was not including any threads. So she gifted me these threads. It's called like Titan Sto or Titan 100, like a beading thin threads. So since I have bought different threads from AliExpress, so I'm gonna try to compare to see how it works comparatively. I have two different thicknesses in here, so we'll see how it works against this. And this, you see like a sort of not pure white, but off-white in here. And besides threads, of course, there was a lot of different beads, like a big giant bag of beads with symbols marked at them. So I'm not sure yet what kind of brand it is. Is that a Toho? Is that a Czech beads? But you see, she measured up, and like some of them had just a tiny bit in them. Some are more matte color, some are more shinier, but there's a whole collection in here. Some like you can see almost like a see-through with the different hues. And oh, this is going to be interesting to stitch. I don't know if you can see, but like a different colors on the outside and inside. So this is a hefty bag of beads that was in this package. And that's what should come up and like earrings slightly different. I think it's supposed to be some kind of special thing in here for earrings. Not the crystal things, but a little bit extra. Like I can't remember, but I thought I saw on a picture online that it was done, not just the regular beads. So it's going to take me a while to do it, but from what I've seen online pictures, it turned out great and the colors were matched quite well. So I can't wait and see how it's going to turn out. So that would be my beaded, totally beaded picture portrait of the big size, full coverage. And my number 11 on my new techniques I never tried or tried super long ago is something totally new. I saw some, I don't know where I stumbled upon online, but I was very curious how it works, and it has nothing to do with stitching, any needlework, nothing like that. And it's called Clon Kit. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it at least correctly. And I ordered 2 kits to try out, and I think this is good also as a family project. So these are like an hard, sort of like a drum surface that is like in the frame, and this is design. One of the designs I chose is like a phoenix with Chinese dragon in here. And I might start this one since it's dragon year. And another one is just like a flowers. So the same thing. It's also, it shows you how to do it, like things. So it's mainly like putting, see that's to the tool, putting wire and getting that in all those like lines. And then you have to cut it, but you have to follow exactly the lines, like glue on them. And then in between, you have a different, like a sand that you can see in here. It's like a sand that you mix it up. It becomes sort of like a paste, and you put it in those spaces where it needs to go. So you can see it's there's those glues. There's a wire that will need to be used and cut. And also it has like a frame to put it a whole finished project. So little tools to use it, and more B7000 glue to put it in. So that's what I want to, I want to try out. I would imagine this might be easier, but you have to kind of follow and bend the wire and exactly, and then cut it where it needs to be cut and not leave any space. So it's going to be a little bit tedious work, but I think it will look great. So that's what I want to try out again this year. So we'll see how it goes. Slowly, relaxing, and then maybe I'll get my family involved if they wanted to do that. So we'll see how it goes. So that would be my another something totally new piece. And I don't know if I'll work on this very colorful piece or not. So that's my Clon, I guess it's called kit. And I'm curious if you've ever done something like this before, and you might be able to give me some tips or advice. And the last but not least is this book. What I want to use, I've never tried something that big, and it's like make cutout paper curtains that was popular, decorate in older style in Lithuania. So I got it from the author herself, this book, shipped here, and it's in Lithuanian and English. Very easy to understand, actually. So like you can see in here, different colors and styles. I have not decided yet what I exactly wanna like cut out, what style, but it's supposed to be just like a, with the scissors, like a corner shelf decorations was very popular. So instead of like knitting, you have old ones like a, what is it, like a tulip. So you can see how the curtains actually look like on the windows, those curtains, and the flowers, angels, we have different types of like animals, like a little horses in here. You know, there's like old style window with the sides, and that's what in the farm you could put it on, or like a birds in here. So it's all done cut out of like a paper, so you don't need a lot of different what you would call it, like she also included this thing. You don't need a lot of supplies, just a little bit of tougher paper, a bigger piece, and a piece of scissors, and the pattern, or you can just draw it yourself. But I want to try and make something and hang it, at least maybe even put in a frame. I'm not sure, but that would be my last of my list of 12 things I'd like to try to do this year. There's of course going to be more, maybe even next year, more of what I want to try out, because there's all kinds of different crafts that I've never tried and I now want to do. So that's all with my 12 list in here. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'm curious to see if you've ever done any of those 12 different techniques or styles, or even maybe the same patterns, books that I've showed you in this video. It would be great if you will let me know in the comments what you've tried, and like I said, if you have some advice or tips, techniques, or maybe even links where I can learn better how to do those things, I would appreciate that. So until the next time, this was Jurgita saying bye-bye. At them.